There is a war being fought over your mind right now. Not with weapons, not with force, with something far more dangerous, your own emotions. And the terrifying truth is that most people are losing this war without even knowing they are in it. They walk through life thinking they are making their own decisions, choosing their own paths, living on their own terms. But they are not. They are being played, quietly, constantly, and the people playing them are not evil masterminds. They are just people who understand something most people don't. That an emotionally unguarded man is one of the easiest things in the world to control. This video is not about conspiracy theories. It is not about blaming the world for your problems. It is about understanding exactly why most men are easy to manipulate, and what you can do to become the kind of man who cannot be moved without his own permission. There are 5 emotional weaknesses that make a man easy to control. Learn them. Eliminate them. Because once you see them in yourself, you cannot unsee them. And that awareness alone will change how you move through the world. Number 1. The need for approval. This is the most exploited weakness a man can have. The moment someone figures out that you need their validation, their praise, their respect, their acceptance, they own you. It is that simple, because now all they have to do is withhold it, or give it on demand, and they can steer you in any direction they choose. Think about how many decisions you have made in your life that were really just attempts to get someone to approve of you. The job you took, the opinions you kept quiet, the version of yourself you performed in certain rooms. You were not choosing freely. You were chasing a feeling. And whoever controlled that feeling controlled you. The man who does not need your approval cannot be manipulated with it. He cannot be flattered into compliance or shamed into submission. He has already decided what he thinks of himself, and your opinion is not part of the equation. That is the kind of man you need to become. Not cold, not arrogant, just decided. A man whose identity does not depend on the reactions of the room. Number 2. The fear of conflict. Most men will do almost anything to avoid confrontation. They will agree with things they disagree with. They will stay silent when they should speak. They will let things slide again and again until they explode, and then wonder why the explosion made everything worse. The fear of conflict is not weakness in the obvious sense. It often looks like patience, like being the bigger person, like keeping the peace. But what it actually is avoidance disguised as virtue. And manipulators know this. They push, they test. They say things that cross the line and then watch to see if you push back. If you don't, they go further. Every time you choose peace over truth, you are telling them exactly how far they can go. You are handing them a map to every boundary you are too afraid to defend. The man who is comfortable with conflict, who can hold a disagreement without losing his composure, who can say no without apologizing for it, who can push back without needing the other person to agree with him. That man cannot be cornered. He is not aggressive. He is not hostile. He is simply honest. And honesty is one of the most powerful forms of protection a man can have. Number 3. The hunger for significance. Every man wants to feel important. That is not a flaw, it is human. The problem comes when that hunger becomes so strong that a man will do anything to feed it. When he needs to feel like the smartest person in the room. When he needs his achievements recognized. When he needs to be seen as special. That hunger is a hook, and the right person will use it on you without hesitation. It is called flattery, and it works on men far more often than they would ever admit. Someone tells you that you are different from other men, that you have a rare kind of intelligence, that they have never met anyone quite like you, and something in you relaxes. Your guard drops. You want to live up to the image they are painting of you, and in that moment, in that small softening, you become manageable. The man who already knows his own value does not need it narrated back to him. He is not cold to compliments. He simply does not require them to function. He receives praise the same way he receives criticism, with calm evaluation, not emotional reaction. That steadiness makes him nearly impossible to flatter into something he would not otherwise do. Number 4. Unresolved pain. This is the one most men will not talk about. Because most men will not admit they have unresolved pain. They buried it. They trained over it. They built their whole identity around not needing to deal with it. But it is still there. And the people who know how to look for it, the ones who study people the way a hunter studies prey, they can find it. And once they find it, they can use it. Unresolved pain makes a man predictable. It makes him reactive. It gives other people a button they can push whenever they need him to stop thinking clearly. The man who has never addressed his abandonment issues will do almost anything to keep someone from leaving. The man who has never dealt with the shame of failure will make reckless decisions to prove he is not a failure. The man who is still carrying the wounds of rejection will confuse attention with love and let people stay in his life long past the point when he should have let them go. You do not have to perform your pain publicly. You do not have to announce it. But you have to face it privately, with brutal honesty, because the wounds you refuse to look at are the wounds other people will find and press until you break. Number 5. Living without a clear mission. A man without direction is a man who can be given one, and whoever gives it to him controls where he ends up. This is perhaps the most subtle form of manipulation, because it does not feel like manipulation at all. It feels like opportunity, like someone seeing your potential, like finally having a path. But if that path was handed to you by someone else's agenda, if your purpose was installed in you rather than developed by you, then you are not living your mission. You are living theirs. Most men drift. They move from thing to thing, distracted by whatever is loudest, pulled by whatever feels most urgent in the moment. And in that drift, they become incredibly easy to redirect. A strong personality, a compelling idea, a woman, a social group. Any of these things can become the organizing principle of a drifting man's life. And whoever controls those things controls him. The man with a clear mission is anchored. He evaluates everything against it. Opportunities that don't serve it get declined. People who distract from it get distanced. He is not closed off from the world. He is just not available to be redirected by it. That clarity is armor. It is probably the most important armor a man can wear. So here is the truth. Nobody is going to warn you when they are manipulating you. That is not how it works. It happens in the small moments, in the flattery you accepted, in the conflict you avoided, in the wound you never addressed, in the mission you never defined. The manipulated man is not stupid. He is just unguarded. And the solution is not paranoia. It is self-knowledge. Know your weaknesses before someone else does. Close the gaps before they become entry points. Because a man who knows himself completely is a man who cannot be used against himself. By the way, if you are pursuing your dreams and ambitions and wants to gain endless authority towards yourself, you can hit the subscribe button and join our community.